All right. So now let's get into the actual topic. Most of the topics we already know, and it's just going to be the review only. All right, like page special, autofill, like that, merge and unmerge. These are all we know already. So let me highlight what topic that we need to give more importance today. This one, generating random numbers. Okay, here we'll be discussing two functions. One is called RANDBETWEEN and another one is a sequence. So RANDBETWEEN, you would have worked something in geometrics, but sequence, we don't have anything in geometrics, I believe. So we'll touch base on that. And then if you go to this section, this inserting the sparklines. Yeah, the sparkline is literally new topic for everyone. So we'll discuss that. And then referencing named ranges, how to define a named range and how to reference that in our functions and formulas. All right. So that will be definitely a new topic for all of us. So we'll see what is named range, how to define that, and how to reference that one. And then conditional formatting. This one we discussed in level 2. Maybe in level 1, we did some project, but we did not have theory class for conditional formatting. All right. Anyway, we'll discuss that as well. And I think pretty much everything is going to be a well-known topic for us other than the one that I have highlighted. And then this is also going to be a new topic. Worksheet by grouping, how to format multiple worksheet by grouping them. Okay. So maybe someone would have already worked on that, but this is also in our curriculum. So we'll discuss that. All right. So we'll start first with, we'll generate some data to explain all this concept. We will go with some like project-based approach. Okay. So using these features and functionalities, we'll try to do a little mini project kind of thing so that we can understand why we are doing this. So for that, let me add a new sheet by clicking this plus icon here. And then let me rename that as project 1. All right. And then we can have some tab color for this. Maybe I will like to give orange accent too. So let me zoom this a little bit. So this should be okay. So let's have some, let's generate some data, okay? So let's have some name and then let's have some same example. We go what we discussed for module 1, okay? So we go with 3 months data of a salesperson's Jan, Feb, and March. We will have some salesperson name, like we'll go with our class name. I will start with Alba. Actually, I have added every list here, so we can just drag Alba to Wendy, Ina. All right. So let's say that we have these employees or the salespersons working for our company, and their sales for Jan, Feb, and March respectively, we are going to record that here. All right. So this is going to be our first topic now. So I'm going to generate a random number, okay, using RANDBETWEEN function. RANDBETWEEN is an inbuilt function from Microsoft. We can use that function to create a number or numbers. All right. So let's see how we can do that. So to generate the number, we are going to use, let me do this. I will type the function name here. Maybe a little bit. All right. So equal RAND between. So this is the function we are going to use, RAND between. The moment we type equal and RAND between and open parenthesis, it will ask us to argument or parameters. Okay. The first it will ask, what is your bottom value? And what is your top value? So if we provide these two values, it will generate a random number for us. Let's say my bottom value is 10 and then top value is 20. So in between this 10 and 20, it will generate one number for me, maybe 16, maybe 15, maybe 19, like that. So using this function, we'll try to generate some sales value for all these sales personnel. So what we'll do, we type equal, and then we type rand, RAND, between, and then we press and then open parenthesis. Let's say that we have some salesperson who achieved the target as 26,000 minimum. And then maximum, we have some 96,000 also achieved by some salesperson. So we fix these two value as bottom and top and see the first number that is generated for us. It has generated some number for us, right? So this is generating a number, one single number using rand between. So now what we can do, we can use this autofill option. So we know what is autofill, filling cells using autofill. We already know this one. So using that idea or that feature, we'll generate the data for the remaining record. So what I will do, I will just go to the bottom right corner of the cell and then drag down, and then with still selected, drag across. So we have the random number. So now I can just leave this as such and I can do the things. But the problem is, as we use the rand between function, every time when the sheet get refreshed, a random number will be generated for me. See, for example, if I type or any number and then see here, the value changes. So what I will do, let's use this feature now. Using paste special option. So using the paste special, I'm going to utilize this Microsoft Excel feature, okay, to avoid that randomly generating values. So what I will do, I will select the random values, and then I'm going to copy that by clicking the copy icon here. And then I'm going to paste that here on top of this. So I can right click and then choose this option that says only values. Or I can click this paste special. So that what we are discussing here, paste special, right? So we can click this right arrow. And then here we have three groups. So now our requirement is only to paste the values and not the formula or function. So if I click this one, only value will get pasted for me. So if I go and click, I will see only values now. So this is called using the paste special options. So whatever we want, we can do it. Let's say, for example, we will discuss one more paste special option. Sometimes, let's say that I want the name Jan, Feb, March for 5 salesperson. Okay, so let's go until Eric. So let's say that I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste this here. When I paste this here, I want this to be, the data to be rotated, the data to be swapped. In other words, they use the word called a transpose. What is transpose? I want the header to be as horizontal line. For example, I want name here, Jan here, Feb here, March here, and all the values has to be rotated here. In the name, I should see Alba, Andrea, David, like that. So that is called transpose, literally rotating the data. So to do that, what we'll do, we select, copy, and wherever we want, we go and click and right click. You can go to paste special, and then we can use this option that says transpose. Or here itself, you can see the transpose button. You can use this. So any method you can do, all right? So I'm going here, or sometimes you can also click this one. Just click this, you will get a dialog box explicitly designed for paste special. And here also you can do the transpose. So you can click transpose, okay? So any method we can use. So for now, let me right click and then go to paste special and then choose this transpose, and we utilize the paste special option. You can see here, the data is literally rotated here. So you can see name, Jan, Feb, March are now in horizontal, whereas here it is in a column fashion. So this is just two examples of how we can use the paste special options in Excel. All right. So let me clear this. And then let me move this a little bit. So you can see here, that is paste special. Just we see two examples. All right. One is pasting only the values. The other one is pasting the transpose method. All right. All right. So let's go here. Inserting and deleting rows or columns. We know this, how to insert a row or how to insert a column or how to delete row and column. So let's do that in action. Let's go here. Let's say that we have a new sales person, okay, who joined recently. So we want to insert that here. So what we do, let's go here. And then let's say that I want to insert the data here. So I go to the numerical value where I want to insert and then right click and then say insert. So I have a new row here so that I can add the new employee here. Let's say Betty. Let's say that immediately 3 new person joined to our program. All right. So now I need 3 rows of data now. So what I can do, let's say that I need the data to be inserted here. I said 3 rows of data, right? So what we want to do now, I want to select 3 rows here and then right click and then insert. So we get 3 rows of data now. So now we can enter the value here. Let's say that Sen and then Shamla and then we'll go with Susie. So we can enter 3 data here. So this is how we insert a row and add. Same thing if we want to insert a column, what we can do wherever we want to, let's say that I want to add email ID for all the persons. So what I can do, I can click, right click, and then insert. I will add a column. If I want to add a 2 column, I can select 2, right click and insert. So it will add. All right. If I want to delete the column, select and then delete. We know all this method, right? If you want to delete any record, right click and then delete. It will delete. Okay, let's see if I have a chat question. We copy the formula. When you use autofill, where do the other numbers come from? Oh, okay. Okay, that option is called autofill. See, for example, Wendy, I'm going to re-explain this again, okay? Let's say that we are going here equal RAND between, okay? RAND between. Let's say that I want to generate a number in between 1 and 10, all right? So my bottom number is 1. So what is the top number now? 10. So I type 10 here. I want to generate a number between 1 and 10. So let me press enter. So I got the number 1. So if I want to get more numbers, so this is generating one number, randomly one number. I want to generate more numbers. So what we'll do, we know the concept called autofill. See here, autofill. So we use that feature here. We go to the bottom and then just drag how many rows of data, how many columns of data you want, you can generate. So this is what I used here. Alba, you have a question?
Yes, in case that you don't want to, that when you put random numbers, anyone was repeated. How can you do it?
Okay, if you don't want to repeat any number, so we'll go with
Yes.
we go with the option called sequence. So it will give
Oh,
you a sequence of numbers. So in that case, you won't get duplicated. It will follow a certain pattern. Yeah.
okay. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. So now what we'll do, we'll generate some number for these records. Okay, so I'm going to use the same idea here, equal RAND between. So RAND between is in our curriculum. Let me explain this RAND array also. So it will give a bunch of data for us. We don't have to autofill. All right. So how many rows of data we want? 4, right? So Betty, and then here 3%. So 4 rows of data. And then how many columns we want? Jan, Feb, March. So 3 columns. And then minimum we said 26,000 and maximum we said 96,000. And we want integer numbers, okay? We don't want decimals. So I have to say true and then close. So we have some numbers. So let me select, copy. In fact, this is a function, right? See here, it is a function, right? We don't want that. We want only values. So I'm selecting here and then I can go to paste only the values. Same thing I want to do for this also. Copy, go here, click, paste only values. So we are good now. So we have generated the data for these 19 sales personals, right? So that is the idea basically here. So we know how to insert new row like Betty we added, and then how to insert a new column or how to delete the new column. All right. So now we'll go with the function called sequence. So what this sequence will do, the sequence function will generate a number pattern for us. Whatever the pattern that we are looking for, it will generate a sequence of numbers for us. The function name is sequence, sequence, sequence. And then open parentheses. It will ask you the questions like, how many rows of data you want. So it will ask for us. So we need to provide how many rows of data we want, the number we have to say. And then the second one is column, columns. How many columns of data you want? And then what is your start value? So it will ask us what is the starting value that you want to. And then it will ask what is the step value, that is increment, okay? I will explain that, STEP, step. So what is the step value? So this is the function name. If you notice in this function, the rows is not within the square bracket, all right? Whereas the column, the start, the step are within the square bracket, which means Microsoft says to us that whatever is within the square bracket is optional. If you want, based on your requirement, you can pass that value or else you can leave blank. Whereas the one without the square bracket, definitely you have to give the value. Say, for example, if you are going to do the random between, definitely we need to provide two values to Excel, then only it will generate. Similarly, to generate a sequence of numbers, definitely we need to tell how many rows of data we want. All these are optional. Based on the requirement, we can give or we can leave blank. So let's see how to generate a sequence of numbers, all right? So let's go here. Let's say that equal sequence. Let's say that I need 10 rows of data. So I'm pressing 10, okay? I'm telling 10, I need 10 rows of data, and then I press enter. See here, it automatically generates the sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here, there will be no duplication of numbers, unlike random number, all right? So we get a sequence of pattern 1, 2, 3, 4. This is similar like you remember, we used to generate numbers like this. We go here and then we use autofill and we do like this, correct? So similarly, there is a function to generate a number like this. Now, so we said 10 rows. So I got a number. By default, it starts with 1. And then it take the step value as 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that, it will tell how many rows of data you want. Let's say that I want to do this in 2 columns. I want to split. I want 5 rows and 5 columns. Let's try that one. So what it's going to do. I'm going to say, hey, give me 5 rows of data and then 5 columns. Or let's do this. We'll go with the 4 by 4. 4 rows of data and 4 columns. And then press enter. See here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 columns. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like that. So we pass the 2 argument now. So what about the start here? Let's say that my boss asked me not to generate using 1 to 3. Instead of that, he said my start value should be 10. I want to start with 10. Okay. And then one more requirement. Start with the 10 and go with the increment or with the step with 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, like that. So I need to pass the remaining argument now. My start value is 10, and then the increment or the step value is also 10. So now you can see it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, like that. So this is the sequence. We can generate a sequence of numbers. All right. Let's say that we want to start with 100 and go with the increment of 10, 10, 10, like that. So where I will adjust the formula here, I want to start with 100. So the start is the third argument, 1, 2, 3. So I will go here, and then instead of 10, I will say 100. And then let's say I want to go the step value of 5. Let's say 5, 100, 105, like that. 100, 105, 110, 115, like that. So this is the function that used to generate a sequence of values by passing and adjusting the values according to the argument. All right. So now we have this idea, correct? We can generate the sequence of number. So using this idea, now let us try to do that in our project. Okay. So we know how to insert a row. Insert a column. Let's go here and insert a column. And let's say that numbers here. And then we click here, equal. We go to sequence and then press the tab. So how many rows employees are here now? I just need 19, correct? So I will say 19. I'm passing only the row here, okay? I don't want anything because it will start from 1 and it will fill the value for me. See here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, it will fill that. So if you remember in Gmatrix, you have the exercise to do the RAND between, right? So there is one ID or something, employee ID. They asked us to do the RAND between numbers. Similarly, you can expect something similar to that for sequence also. Like there will be a blank here. They might ask you to enter the sequence. I think the sequence is not in Gmatrix, okay? So sequence practice is not in Gmatrix, but this is basically the idea to generate the numbers using sequence. You can do any pattern. So you can tell how many rows of data you want and how many columns you want and what is the start number and what is the increment step value. You can give this. So that is all about the sequence. So here in this unit 2, we are just discussing only 2 functions. So the formulas and function we will discuss in detail, much more detail in our module 4, formulas and functions, right? Now let's move on to the topic 5, that is merging and unmerging cells and modifying cell alignment. This we know already, but just a recap, okay? Let's say that I want to insert a row here. So right click and then insert to merging and unmerging the cells. So let's add one cell here. Let's say that sales data 2024. And then, so I have typed sales data here in cell A1, correct? But it overflows to cell B1 also. What I want is I want to make this as one single cell, all right? So for that, we know we have to go to the alignment group. And then in the merge and center, we can merge that as a single cell. And there are various options. We can merge and center or just merge without aligning, doing any alignment. So now I would like to go with merge and center. So it merges and then center the data for me. And then in our certification, let's say that already there is a data that is merged for us. And if they ask us to unmerge that, same thing, we have to select the cell and go and click this down arrow and do the unmerge so that that will unmerge for us. So now I'll go with the merge and center. So that is merging and unmerging cells. So modifying cell alignment. So the cell alignment, you can have that in the center Or let's say that the requirement is merge the cell and have the right alignment. So we don't have the option here for right alignment. So in that case, what we'll do, we'll make use of these options and then let's say align right. So the data will get aligned right. Let's say now I want center only. All right. So that is alignment, merging and align, using the alignment to align that. The next one is formatting cells using various methods. So what they mean by various method? We can format the cells using various methods. So let's say that now it is uh, Calibri and then size is 11. So we want to format this so that it stands out from the rest of the data. I want to say this is my title, project title. So what we can do, select, and then we can go to the font, and then I can make this bold. I can do one formatting as bold, and maybe I can increase the size by using this option, increase the size. And then using the fill color option, maybe we can go with some colors. And then we can use the font color to change the font. So these are some formatting techniques that we can use, right? So formatting the cells, the data in the cells, we can use this method. Let me clear that. Let's say that we have a question to remove the formatting in cell A1. This is the question, remove the formatting. So you will click cell A1. And to remove the formatting, we have to go to the editing group. And then we use this clear option, click the down arrow. So they said to clear the formats. So we click the format. You can notice everything is cleared, including the alignment, merge, bold, whatever we used, right? So now, various method. So we discussed about the first method, doing the formatting using font and alignment group. So we can also do the formatting using the cell styles group. So you would come across this question a lot in geometrics, and in fact, MOS also you will get this one. Let's say that they want to do the cell styles as heading 1. Then I will go here and click heading 1. Or if they specify to go with the cell style orange accent 2, then I have to select this one. So this is the default styles that is provided by Microsoft. We can use any of the styles. If I want to go with the title style, I can click this one. So when I click the title style, whatever the default that is set by Microsoft in the design, it will be here. But I can also modify that. So that is one question in geometrics. Modify the title style. So you go to the cell style and then hover your mouse to title and then right click. And then here you can modify whatever the default style that they have created. You can still modify that. You can override that. So they use the term called override. You can override the default. So click modify and then we can go to format. And let's say that I want to do the font formatting. So now for the title, they have used this font and then regular style, and then they choose 18. Maybe I can go with different size. I can go with 24 also, and I can click OK. Then let me cancel now. So now actually what happened, my style has been changed here. Then I can apply my style here. Okay, so it depends on the question. If they simply ask you, just apply style, what this one, light blue, 60% accent 5 means, we can just click this and we can go to the next question. Let's say that I want to go with accent 5. So I select this one. All right. So once we select the cell styles, it's not that we can't override the property. Still, we can customize that the way we want. Let's say that still I want to make this as a mergent center. I can make bold. I can still increase the size. I can do that as well. All right. So in that various method, using the cell styles is also one of the method. Or you can also use the dialog box launcher here. You can click the dialog box launcher, and here also we can go with various fill option. We can choose the color. Sometimes we can use the pattern color also, pattern colors. We can pick the pattern color, and then here there is called pattern style. So we can pick any pattern styles also. So these are all the various methods in which we can format the cells. So it is not only the text formatting, we can also do the number formatting. See, for example, these are all the numbers, right? These are all the sale amount, which is dollars. In our certification, if the question is like this, apply a currency, apply dollar, okay? Just they saying like this one, apply dollar for the range C3 through, what is this one? E21, right? So E21. So apply the dollar apply the dollar format for the ranges C3 through E21. So what we do, we select C3 and go to E, and then we select E21, and then they said dollar, right? So just we can select dollar, and we are good with this question, and we can go to the next task. Suppose if they mention apply currency, whenever you see this term called currency, then don't go with this dollar, okay? Don't go with this dollar. Instead of that, we have to go with this down option, and then we choose this currency. So we can choose this currency. If they say apply accounting formatting, okay? Accounting format. Then what we have to do, select. Either you can click here, this is accounting only, or you can go here and then choose accounting. So there is a difference here for the both. If you choose the accounting option, let's say that you are choosing accounting. And then let me expand this a little bit. If the value is a negative, let's say that I want to put this in a negative number. Okay, so this is a negative. Hit enter. In accounting terminology, whenever the value is, there is a loss in the sale or a negative value, you can see a bracket inside that, which means in accounting terminology, it's a negative value. And then you can see the dollars are left aligned. Sometimes they don't directly say apply accounting formatting. They will tell apply dollar formatting and ensure the dollars aligned to left align, like that they will tell. Which means this is a clue they will give to us. Directly they won't tell something, apply accounting. So we have to take the clue from the question. Okay. So what they are saying here, apply the dollar and then make sure the dollar is left aligned. So when it is left aligned, when I go for the accounting format. All right. So now let's change this to currency and see what's happening. If I go to here and then click currency, you can see the dollars are closer to the values. And then you can see there is no bracket. If it is a negative value, it's just a dash here. All right. So let me remove this negative. And then for our project, let's choose the accounting symbol. Okay. So let's go with accounting, and then I will choose accounting. So this is one kind of formatting. I don't want the decimals here. Decrease the decimal, which means we have to go to the number, and then you can choose the decrease decimal option so that you will be removing the decimals here. All right. So be careful with the because sometimes we know this question, but there will be a word play there, a little word play usage they are using. Okay. So be careful what they are asking. Simply if they tell dollar, no worries. You can choose whatever you want. If they specify currency, go here, choose currency. If they tell accounting, choose accounting. Right? So this is one point that you have to note in applying the number format. All right, so we go here and then we'll mark this. Formatting multiple worksheets by grouping. Let's say that I have 3 sheets here. 1, let me move this here. 2, 3. I have 3 sheets. Let's say I have a sheet here called Q1 sales, and then Q2 sales, and then Q3 sales. Now I have 3 sheets here. Let me hide this. Hide photo meeting. All right. So now I have 3 sheets, right? Q1, Q2, and Q3. So the idea here is how we can format multiple worksheets simultaneously by grouping them. This word is very important. By grouping them, I'm going to click this Q1, and then I hold the Control key in my keyboard to select all these sheets, or I can use Shift and then select Q1 so that all 3 will get selected. So you can notice now my workbook name has been changed at the end as group. See here, group. If I ungroup that, let me right click and then ungroup sheets. See here, this is my original workbook name. The moment I group certain sheets by selecting, and then it will say group. So when I group these sheets, let's say that the same thing I want to repeat for all these 3 sheets. Instead of doing each and every sheet one time, it will time consume for me, right? So if I do 1 sheet at a time, it will take care for all the remaining 3 sheets. Let's say that a simple task. Simultaneously, this is the question, simultaneously apply blue color for Q1, Q2, and Q3 sheets simultaneously, which means first we group everything and then right click, tab color. They said blue color, right? So we select blue and then we are done. See here, you can see simultaneously we applied. That is grouping and doing a particular task simultaneously. Let's say that I have received data for Q1 and Q2 and Q3 for each salesperson. I want to enter that here. So name, and then this is a Q1, or simply I will type, because the sheet name is Q1. So I type just sales data. And then let's have the salesperson names. We go here and then drag. And then maybe let me increase this a little bit. I want to do a little bit formatting. I will go with the cell style. And let me pick this one. And then maybe I would like to apply all border format. I don't want these grid lines, so maybe I can turn that off. I can increase this a little bit. Whenever I enter a data here, let's say that I want that to be as a accounting format and then no decimals. All right, so I did this in one sheet. Let's ungroup that. Right click and then ungroup sheets. And then let's go to, this is Q1. See here, we get the sales data Q1, Q2, and then Q3. So it saves some times, right? So this is called formatting. See, we did a formatting, table formatting, and then removing the grid lines for one sheet, and it automatically takes for the sheet that we grouped, correct? So that is this topic, formatting multiple worksheet by grouping. If you notice, initially we did a color for these sheets by right clicking and going for the tab. So all have the same color. So now we can go to the individual sheet and can ask Alba, what is your sale amount for Q1, and whatever she is telling, I can go and type here, and I can check with Andrea, and then I can type the data here. So this is the sales data for Q1 for each salesperson. Then I have the data for Q2 also for each salesperson, so that I can enter here. You can notice that the formatting of accounting has been automatically applied for each of the sheets so that I don't want to repeat the same. So why we want to do this? To save some time and also to maintain the consistency throughout the project. Okay, I want to produce Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4 result to the management. So whatever the font or style that I'm using for one sheet, that is consistently the formatting style, everything is taken for the rest of the sheet. All right. So that is the advantage of formatting multiple worksheet and working by grouping. All right. So before we get into the last three topics, any questions so far?
Joanna has a question.
Are we good? Are we good? Yeah, Andrea?
Joanna has a question in the chat.
Yeah. Let me check the chat.
Oh, no, never mind. I understand now. I was just asking if it was Control G.
What is that control?
When you selected all the three,
Okay, got it.
tabs,
Okay,
it's
you got it.
Control G.
Yeah. You can, if you want to select the sheets one by one, you can use the, let's say that you are going to select alternate sheet. So module 1 and project 1. So select module 1 and then hold the control key and then select project 1. So only these two are selected. All right. So if you want to select simultaneously, let me explain this way. All right. So let's say that I want to select module 1 and project 1. All right. So I select module 1 and then hold the control key here. And then I select project 1 so that this 2 is selected now. All right. So this is not selected. Let me ungroup the sheet. So now I want to select simultaneously, continuously. So module 1, module 2, and project 1. Then in this case, what I will do, I will select the shift key. Okay. Selected module 1, shift key, and then project 1. So all three will get simultaneously selected. Module 1, and then this one, 2, 3. You notice that? As I have given the color code, it's not that much clear, but for alternate selection of sheets, use control. For continuous selection from here to here, use the shift key. Got it? You got, Joanna?
Yes. So when you clicked shift, all the information that you was putting in the Q1 sheet applied to all three of the sheets?
That's right. So you are grouping that. Say if you click Q1 and then hold the shift key and then select all the three sheets. Okay, now I think this is grouped now. Let me ungroup. You can see at the top, it is grouped now. Let me ungroup that. So now all are individual sheets. Okay, nothing is grouped. So now I want to work simultaneously for these three sheets. So what we have to do, first we need to group these three sheets. To group that sheet, you can hold the control key and select one by one, or this is continuous sheet, right? So I'm clicking the shift key and then directly pressing Q3. So all three are selected, right? Make sure it is grouped here. And then if you work on any one sheet, that will automatically take care of all the remaining. Let's say that for some reason, our supervisor don't like this font style, cell style, and want to change that one. So I'm changing this one, okay? It's taken care. So now let's right click and then ungroup and then go to all sheets. You can see that is changed, correct? Rather than going to one sheet by sheet, we can group it and do it simultaneously.
I
Okay,
have a
thank you.
question, Sen.
You got it, Johanna?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Another question?
Yes, when you're done with the grouping the sheets, to see the results, you have to ungroup the sheets.
Ungroup. Yeah, good question.
okay.
Yeah, Andrea?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing your video because I turned off the video. Yeah, yes, Andrea, you are correct. So you group, you can see that title at the top as group. And then once you've done the formatting and anything, and then you can right click and ungroup that so that now it is ungrouped, then you can go and visit each sheets, all right?
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Andrea, whenever I teach somewhere this one, right? This number formatting, accounting and currency, I remember you. Because in level 1, you asked that question. You remember? You notice that, yeah, you notice that why this is dollar is very far away and why this is
yes.
Yeah, you forgot. You forgot that. I remember. Yeah.
That was a good question.
Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. Any questions? Do you have anyone? Are we good?
Sam,
Yeah.
to change the group, the sheet for a group is just for to keeping the same formatting on the three sheet.
Exactly. Good point. Yes, Gina, right? Yes, Gina. If you want to maintain the consistency throughout the sheets, okay? In sheet 1, you used Times New Roman. And then in sheet 2, you used Calibri. And then in sheet 3, you used some other font. But when your project manager sees your data, he's telling, can you maintain the same font throughout the sheet, right? So in that case, what you want to do, you want to maintain consistency throughout the project, throughout all the sheets, right? So in that case, instead of going to sheet by sheet and changing all the requirement, you can do one at a time. It will be taken care. So this is what are the example that I showed here. So now it is blue color, right? So let's say that our requirement is, can you change the styles to a different color to all the sheets, right? So that is the question now. So let me see if I have grouped that. Yeah, I have grouped already, right? Let's say that we are going to take care of this one. Put some other color now. Let's put this one. And then let's say that we want to have all the salesperson with bold. Yes, we've done that. So you can right click and ungroup or click any of the sheet. That will be ungroup. That will automatically ungroup. Okay. See here. Bold is applied here also. Bold is applied here also. You got it, right?
I would know I would like to know that when with last project in the project the level 2, because these tools was good for our project.
That's right.
Yeah. So we are learning all this in Microsoft certification. Maybe if we are going to do data analytics, there you will be doing all this stuff. No worries, Gina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. So we have 3 more interesting topics, not only for a certification point of view, but for our workplace situation also. This will be very helpful. Okay. So let's do this. We will take a quick 5 minutes or 10 minutes break, and then we'll come back and then we'll continue our discussion. Okay. How to define named ranges and then how to reference that. Okay. Sometimes they call this as structural reference also. Okay. Structural data. Okay. So first we'll see how to define the name. Okay. So let's go to our project 1. And then let me minimize this a little bit. So using this data, we want to produce a summary report. Okay, let's have one sheet here. I'm going to add one sheet called as a sales data summary or result summaries, anything. So I want to produce a summary report of the quarterly 1 sales to the management. So I have a data here. In order to use these data effectively in my summary report, so what I can do, I can select the whole data. So this is the data I'm interested, right? So using this data, what I can do, I can see like the total sale. Okay. What is the total sale of the quarterly 1? And I can go with what is the average sales data during quarterly 1 and maximum, minimum. We can do all that using this data. I can give a name for the selected range. So 2 methods as usual. Okay. We can select the range of data and then just we can go to the name box here and then we can type whatever the name that we want to do. So that is one method. The other method is we go to the formula tab. Then we go to defined names. And then here define name. So we want to define a name for this range of data. So we get this dialog box. And then here by default, it has picked this column heading as Jan. In our certification, they will specify what name that we want to give for this range of data. Then we have to type that here. All right. Let's say that I would like to give a sales data underscore 2024. So remember, we should not give space in between two words here. Okay. So either we can use underscore. And then we click OK here. So we have defined the name range for this data set. We can call this as a data set now. So now my active cell is H11, correct? If I go to the name box and click this down arrow, you can see the name that we have given or we assigned. See here, this selects now. So now we got this one. So now we don't have to worry about anything here. We can just go to our sales data summary. And then here we can type summary report of the sales data. I'm simply typing something, okay? Sales data for quarterly 1, 2024. All right. So we highlight and then maybe merge and center, bold, increase, expand this a little bit. And then maybe we can do one more thing also. We can go to view and then turn off the grid lines. So now let's start here. Let's say that total revenue generated for quarterly 1, and then average revenue generated, and then maximum sale amount, and then minimum sale amount. Just we have some few things, okay? So maybe we can select this and then we can make this bold. And let's calculate here. So total revenue generated. Total means we have to sum everything, right? Sum. And then, so what is the name that we have given for the complete data? Sales. See here, I just get that here. Sales data underscore 2024. We click this and then press enter. So we got that. So maybe we can select and then go with the accounting. We don't need this. Maybe we can go with board also and then equal. So what I'm doing now, first I define the name. Now I am referencing that. So that is the term they are using here. Define. First you define the name for the range. We did that. Now we are referencing that in our function, in our calculation. So average. So let's reference that sales data. So now let's go here, maximum. Now let's do this one, sales. And then same thing for minimum also, equal, min, and then sales data. So we did this one, correct? So this is a summary report. All right. So this is simple. So what sort of question will be tested in the exam? Let's say that already a name is there, already a name they have defined. They might ask us to delete the name, or they may ask to adjust the range. So for that, what we have to do, we have to go to the same location formulas, define name, and I go to name manager, right? So please note this one. If we want to delete or edit the named range, we have to go to the name manager. Click the name manager, and you will probably see a lot of things here in the certification. You have to select the exact named range they are telling. Okay, we have to select that. And then if they ask to delete, you have to click this button, delete. If they ask to edit, we have to click edit. Same dialog box will open, and then we have to edit here. Let's say that later they added some 5 to 10 salesperson. Maybe we want to increase the range here. Now it is E21. Maybe if they have added another salesperson until 25, maybe we have to remove this 21 and we got to add 25 and click OK. So if you remember last week, I think Wendy asked this question in Gmetrics. So the question here is, they have already selected the defined name range for the entire data set, and they want to ask to edit that and select only the research column. So we went to research column and we selected only that. We went to name manager and then we edit that and we removed this and selected only the research column and we click OK. All right. So now let's recollect. We know how to define. We know how to reference that in the formula functions. We also know how to edit that or delete that by going to the name manager. So this is all about defining and referencing the named ranges. Do you have any questions in the chat?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I can create a new branch with in the name manager too.
Yeah, you can go to name manager and then you can create a new. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. 3 tabs are here. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, whatever you feel very quick way of doing in the certification, you can do that. Inserting Sparklines. The Sparklines, right? So we have lines. Sorry about the typo. Lines. Lines, column, and then win-loss. If you go to insert, and then in the Sparklines group, you can see line, column, and win-loss. So we'll discuss that one. So what is a Sparkline? I think we discussed this last class also, right? Yeah, Vinicio, he has given a nice definition. Sparkline is a miniature, a mini chart, right? It is a mini chart that we can display for that particular data in that row, either by going with a line representation or column representation or win-loss representation. So that is Sparkline. It is a mini chart. Let's say that we have a question. Insert a line Sparkline for the salesperson Alba. For the salesperson Alba for the month Jan to March. So this is the question. And they will specify which location we want to insert on cell F3. So we have to select F3 and then we go insert and then Sparkline group. And then let's say they said line Sparkline. We click that. This dialog box opens. So what is the data range they said? Jan to March. So we select Jan to March. Automatically that range will get added here. And then we click OK. So be careful in this question. They said to add a Spark line only for the salesperson Alba, correct? So we did that. Immediately go to the next question. As usual, don't do this autofill by dragging and dropping because they have not asked that. We don't get extra marks for doing the extra stuff, okay? It will mark as incorrect. We did not understand the question like that, okay? Do just whatever is asked, all right? So don't do autofill. Just do only for the salesperson Alba. And they also said that clearly in cell F3 only because this is a mini chart. We done with this question, go to the next question. If they ask you, do for the entire salesperson or do the line Sparkline from F3 to F21, then they're indirectly asking us to do autofill. Then we do autofill. Everyone got this point, right? All right. So this is all about the Sparkline. So what sort of questions might be asked? Let's assume already they have inserted the line Sparkline. They may ask us to change this from line to column. So what we have to do, select, and then go to the contextual tab at the top. And then we can see the Sparkline here, select that. And then we see all the group on the ribbon related to the Sparkline. We want to change this from line to column. Let's go to the type here and then click column. We are done with that question. Sometimes there will be a column chart. They might ask us to change the style. So we click the style down arrow so that we get all the gallery. Let's say that they ask to go with the gold Sparkline style accent 4. So we select this one. So we're done with this one. All right. So now the question is, remove the Sparkline from in column F. So what we do, we select, the whole range is selected. We go to the same location Sparkline, and then in the group, we see the clear, and then we click the down arrow, and then we say clear selected Sparkline groups. So that will clear. Let's say that we have this question now. Insert, let's say we'll go with the win-loss this time, okay? So for that, what is win-loss? The positive value will be top of the axis, and the negative will be below the axis with the red color. So let's put some negative value for some sales data. Let's say that I want to pick something. Let's say this one. So negative, press enter, and then we'll go with one more negative. Maybe here. All right, just I made 2 negative data, all right? So the question is this one. In cell F21, insert a win-loss Sparkline. So we select the cell, we go to insert, and then we go to Sparkline group, and then we choose win-loss this time. And then the data range is for ENA. So we select all the range, and then we say okay. So we have this data. Let's say that complete for all the sales employees, all the sales representatives. So as usual, what we have to do, we have to select the bottom. This time we have to drag up, right? So just drag over to the top, and that will take care. And you can see the loss is represented by a red color with the below bottom axis. So this is win loss. Let's say that we have been asked to remove that. So we select, and then we go to Sparkline, and then clear, clear. Let's go with one more example. Let's make this a positive value, okay? I don't want this negative value. Let's go with the positive, and here also I'll go with the positive value. Let's say that we asked to insert the line Sparkline for the entire data range for the whole group, okay? So this time it's very clear. We need to use the autofill. So line Sparkline and then data range, click OK. So we drag over. Let's say that this is already there in the certification exam. The question here is add markers to the line Sparkline. So what we do, we go to Sparkline and go to show group and then turn on the marker so that we turn on the markers. Let's say that display only high point and low point, then high point, low point, right? Let's say marker. So these are all the things that we can do. Here also we have the various styles that we can apply in the certification. When you apply the styles, just hover your mouse and exactly match what they are saying. Okay, so that is very, very important. So this is about the line sparkline. Okay, we have 3: line, column, and win loss. So we know how to remove also, right? To clear or remove, we go to sparkline and then choose the clear option. So we'll retain this one. Maybe we can change this to some other. So we'll match this with the heading color. Maybe this one we'll pick. I think that should be okay. So now the last topic is applying and removing the conditional formatting. So what is conditional formatting? Based on a certain condition, we should format the data here. All right. So that is conditional formatting. We'll do one thing. So we'll give some color for the headers also. We make this bold and choose some color. All right. So based on a certain condition, we want to give a formatting. So that is called conditional formatting. So let's select the whole data here and then conditional formatting, down arrow. So we'll discuss this too later. Now we'll focus this one. So we have data bar, color scales, and icon sets. We have noticed this question frequently asked in the MOS exam. Apply either solid fill or gradient fill. They will tell that. Apply a blue or green gradient fill data bar. That is a simple question. So select the data, go to the conditional formatting. So we see data bar in the question. So hover your mouse here and then here we have two groups, gradient and solid. So they will specify either gradient or solid. Let's say that in our case, they're asking to fill solid with a blue color. So we choose this one. If it is gradient, we choose this one. Straightforward. So no formula function. Easily we can score mark in this type of task to complete. Okay. Now, color scale. So here also they will specify what color scale we need to apply. So you can go here and then they will tell this one, red, white color scale. Or if you go here, they will tell green, yellow, red color scale. So I'm just hovering my mouse, just see the data. Whatever the value is below the threshold limit, it is color coded with a red. Those data which are above the threshold limit, above the target or nearing the target is highlighted with the green, dark green color, somewhere in the middle with the yellow and orange, right? So that is color scale. And then icon sets, the third option. Here also we have noticed in most of the MOS exams, certain questions are repeatedly asked. Either they will ask to go do the 3 arrows colored. Frequently they are asking this. Okay, make sure it is colored or gray. Gray means we have to pick this one. And then this one also triangle. 3 triangle means we need to pick this one. And then under the shape group, we noticed rim and unrim are frequently asked, the traffic light. So rimmed means we need to pick this one. Unrimmed means we need to pick this one. Same idea here also. The lower value will be color coded with the red, top value with green, somewhere in the middle with yellow. This is shapes. And then in the indicator group, we noticed 3 flag icon sets frequently tested. This one, 3 flag. All right. So this is about data bar, color scale, and icon sets. Sometimes they'll go with this option also. Highlight the values that are less than. So we need to select this one, less than. And they will tell you less than the sale value. Now it has taken 62. Let's say that less than 60,000. Okay. Highlight the color with less than 60,000. So these are all the values which is less than 60,000. I think we have a lot. Let's go with 50,000. Let's say that they asked to highlight the values that is less than 50,000. So we have to type 50,000 here. And then here they will tell what color we want to give. Maybe red text, we need to pick this one. If they say red border, we need to pick this one. If you are not seeing anything, whatever is in the question, probably we have to go with the custom format. So we go to custom format, and then here we can choose. If they ask to fill with the pattern color, we need to do the pattern color. And then if they ask to go with the pattern style, we go with the pattern style. Usually I noticed 6.25 gray. This they are asking 6.25 gray. Mostly here they will ask to pick the yellow color or orange. And then here I noticed frequently 6.25 gray or thin diagonal, this one. These two I am frequently noticing. But whenever you have a chance in geometrics to work here, just don't do only the task. Just take a moment to hover your mouse here, so that in the certification, automatically you will go here, or else in the certification, we might end up with searching the values here. I think you have all got my point, right? So whenever you are working in geometrics, particularly in the practice exercise that I'm giving, don't just, okay, they said 62.25 years, I got this, click, okay, don't go to next question. Because practice time is time limited. You can take as many hour you want. 3 hours also you can take to complete one task. But the thing is, completely understand. Whenever you have the opportunity to go here, just hover your mouse and see what everything is. Okay, vertical stripe, they asked. Immediately in the exam, you can automatically go here and click this one and then click OK. Or in the exam only, we'll go and search one by one, right? So this is what I'm trying to explain here. So in our case, let's do this. We'll go with the simple data bar, maybe gradient. I think this should be okay. So this is all about the conditional formatting. So let's go here. All right, remove conditional formatting. So let's say they wanted to remove the conditional formatting here. So what we do for the entire sheet. So go to conditional formatting, clear rules, clear from entire sheet. So that will take care. So let me undo that. The question is, remove the conditional formatting for Jan, then clear rules from selected cells. So only that will selected and this will retain. So be careful with this also. Entire sheet means it will go for it. It will apply for whole sheet. If you have another table here, it will apply for that also. Just read the question. Wherever they want to remove, only select those and choose the option that says selected cells. So that will be taken care. So now we'll apply for full range. All right. So that is one thing we have to be very careful in removing the conditional formatting, whole sheet or selected cells. So if you're clear, we are good with that also. All right. So this completes our class discussion for the topic manage data cells and cell ranges. We conclude here.